Okay, Marco here. Welcome to another day of some value I'm going to give you. And this one's going to be all about the difference between linear income and passive leveraged recurring income that is completely life changing. Okay. And so you may have seen in the other previous videos that 95% of people, when they're 65, will be either dead or dead broke, is because they did not know this information and the importance of spending, not spending your time, investing your time into something like assets, building business assets, business vehicles that'll set you free and pay you whether you work or not. All right, that's the difference between linear income, where if you stop working, you stop getting paid. Right, so you have to work to get paid, then you have to start over the next day and work to get paid, and that's linear income, and you'll be a slave to money forever. Right, so you have to invest your time into something that's going to set you free and get you unbusy. Hopefully, the ultimate goal is to get you unbusy, right, as quick as possible. But people spend all their time chasing money, so they never have any time, which is more valuable. Time is more valuable than money. You've learned that. So now, that's the difference. You're going to spend time getting good at something either way for the next 5 years, right? This is a 3 to 5 year business plan, and I'm going to show you kind of some of the assets that you can build. Completely crazy, all right? And then you'll know why we're talking, where we have to start. We have to start with home business for most people, because most people don't have the income and they don't know why, all right? So they haven't built these assets, so they don't have the money, right? Usually it's before it, the term, you got to have money to make money, right? And that is usually true, but now we know the difference between capital and social capital, all right? You don't actually need capital in today's world. You need social capital, in a network and an influence on that network. Okay, so linear income. I don't care if there's rich and then there's wealthy. Wealth is measured in time and quality of life. Rich people, they can make a lot of money, 6 figures, all that kind of stuff. But the way I used to make it, I had to chase money, and if I stopped working, I stopped getting paid. Basically, I bought myself a job, and I worked for the income, okay? Most people, you work and then you get paid, so you're working for the income, okay? That means, and these are quadrants. You can live on the left side of the quadrant or the right side of the quadrant, this is building assets, this is just working for money, okay? So whether you have a job or a business, this is the box that says income and expense, okay? So you work a job, you create the income, and then you have your expenses. There's nothing left. There's always more month than money. And actually, when you have a regular job, you work, and then you get taxed to death. And whatever's left, that's what you get to keep. Okay, and there's not much. And then that all goes to liabilities and the expenses, right? Car payments, house payments. Everybody, they don't really own their stuff outright. Most people, so they're working to look successful, but they might not be successful. They're probably in debt, because there's always more month than money. It's going into liabilities, not assets. All right, so then it's just coming out. There's nothing left. Same with a job, right? If you don't run that business, nobody really cares about your business like you do. Okay, so you're kind of tied down to a 15-20 mile radius, and basically same thing. You don't have a business or a system running that business. You are running the business. That means you are the system. So if you stop managing, you stop taking care of that business, you stop getting paid. You basically buy yourself a job. How do I know? Because I've been there, and it sucks. Okay, I went from a pro snowboarder living the total dream life, traveling, freedom, doing whatever I want, to being owned by the business. I didn't, you don't really own the business. It owns you and all your time. And you're actually the last one to get paid. You got to pay out all your overhead, your employees, mortgage, insurance, paperwork, investors, banks, lawyers, crazy headaches and stress. And I hated all the deadline. I'm not even mentally, I don't have the mental stamina for that kind of stuff. There's so much risk and paperwork. I hate paperwork. So basically, if I stopped working, I stopped getting paid. So I worked for the income, all the expenses and overhead. There was nothing left. Okay. A lot of risk there, and it just takes up all your time. You end up telling your family and your friends all the time, "Oh, I'm so busy. I'd love to go. I'd love to go on vacation, but I can't." And you can't take off and travel the world like this for 6 months, because when you get back, your business is toast. All right. What you want is a system running your business. I'm going to talk about assets later. So I hope that makes sense. This is in the E and the S quadrants. Employee, where you probably know by now, if you're an employee, you're building somebody else's dreams, not your own. and you're getting taxed in the worst tax category ever. And that's not just a catchy phrase. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. Okay, not what you make, it's what you keep. So keeping a lot of it is better than getting a second job, and I'll show you how we do that. But then it's for smart people, okay, self-employed. So this is something different, okay. Now it's a little better than a job, but basically now you bought yourself a job. And I mean, I'm talking professionals. You know, I was a professional snowboarder, athlete. I don't care if it's a doctor, lawyer. The more titles you put behind your name, the less anybody can take your place when you're gone, right? And you want to be at Disneyland with your kids or something, but you can't, because if you stop working, you stop getting paid. So, you know, you're kind of slave to the practice, and literally, you know, you can't take off. It's like you're stuck. And there's no freedom there. It's really crazy. So that's the difference between assets and liabilities. Now, when you want to move over here into big business or investing, I'll tell you the differences. Big business is, according to the magazines, you know, Fortune, Forbes magazine, if you have 500 people or more in an organization that know how to follow a system, and they don't actually need you in the building, they don't need you for the business, they know what to do, they're following the system. Like McDonald's, the owner of McDonald's does not have to be in the building, right? He didn't even make the best burgers. He made the best system. Simple. Any high school dropout can run that building, and it's proven to make money. A McDonald's will give me a loan, and on the McDonald's, if I wanted to, because they know they're gonna get their money back. It's a proven system, right? Not a lot of risk for them because it's a really good system. But anyway, I have to be willing, and you have to be willing to work for free, right? Not work for income, work for free. And this is the big paradigm shift that you got to be, you have to absorb and realize that it's delayed gratification. You know why people get jobs in small businesses, regular traditional businesses with no leverage, is because you kind of get paid right away. Oh, I want the money every 2 weeks, right? There's no risk there. They don't have to take the risk like the owners do. And then they complain that they never get paid what they're worth. And it's true, because they never took the risk to get the reward, right? In normal business, it takes 5 years to get into profit normally. You have to pay off everyone else, the employees and all the stuff, investors, banks, and you're the last one to get paid, okay, in the old school, traditional, regular business. And that's fine. You have to have delayed gratification, but you have to have the right mindset to work for free for a while, okay? But when you build it and you take the time, you get good at this, and you stick in and follow the system and really almost dumb it down, it takes to, I know a lot of really smart, sharp, broke people, because they're not willing to learn how to dumb it down and stick in long enough to understand how to follow a system. A lot of smart people and professionals, they're not coachable, and they get in these, you know, the home business stuff, and they want to do it their own way and reinvent the wheel, when these are proven step-by-step systems, right? And you have to follow the system to be able to show somebody else and teach them and lead with the system. So eventually you have a system running your business, not you running the business, right? And these systems can run 24 hours a day. So I'm going to talk about how to do that, because it's the assets that can bring in the income, these systems. And then the income, better tax bracket, because here's how business owners go that own systems, okay? We work, we build the assets bring in the money, we have all of our overhead and laptops and traveling and business expenses, and we pay all, you know, we do all those expenses, and then whatever's left, that's what we pay taxes on, okay? Remember, employees, you work, you pay all your taxes, and whatever's left, that's what you get to spend. So, and it all goes into liabilities, not assets. So that's why there's no money left. Business owners, okay? Work, bring in the money, spend the money, expenses, overhead, all the stuff, traveling, you know, all of that. And whatever's left, that's what we pay taxes on. See, that's the difference between rich and poor. It's financial education, okay? So now, let me talk about some of the assets you can build. Businesses. With this extra money, I've been able to invest in other businesses, and I don't actually work in the building anymore. Other people do, and I just help them get started, and my value, my money, helps them do their thing. And I have businesses those are assets that pay me dividends and appreciate over time if they're growing. And that's an appreciating asset. Okay, digital assets, that means that can mean so many things. I have a blog. Okay, once you have information out there and content and videos like this, you're going to be watching this video. I could be sleeping or on a beach, right? Because it's not live. That's a digital asset that will literally have videos out there, blogs, articles, Facebook, social media is out there 24 hours a day making me money. Okay, you can learn. You want to invest the time to learn how to make that happen for yourself. Those are digital assets. Okay, physical asset, you have to take care of your mind, right? Next level living. Physical assets like, and there's a couple different metaphors I'll use, but this is an asset. I'll talk about that. But physical assets like gold, silver, okay, those are asset protection, and they hold and store value, and they actually appreciate every year. Especially silver in the next 20 years is going to skyrocket. But gold, I have it even down to there's some fibs that have been told that says, oh, you got to buy a house. Your house is an asset. Owning a house is not an asset unless it's putting money into your pocket. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket, whether you work or not. Okay, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So car payments, even a house payment, even if you own it, if it's not putting money in your pocket, that's not really an asset. That's a liability, right? So sometimes people are like, yeah, but if the real estate market is going up, which it doesn't always go up. Sometimes it slams down. I lost millions in real estate before I had to change the strategy. Okay, that was not an asset at that time. It was a huge liability. Okay, but there's even physical asset like I have a classic older car. But the difference between that car and other people's cars that they're making payments on is mine's paid off, and it's actually an asset that appreciates every year. I keep it maintained, make it nice, and every year it gets worth more money. That is cool. Okay, so those are what you would call assets. The internet, huge asset. Real estate, if you don't know how to do it right, and those houses are, if you have if they're being rented out and your mortgage on it is $1,200, and your bank loan and all that stuff, and then you're making $1,400 or $1,500, well then that's $200, $300 a month asset, right? That there's money coming into your pocket. That's the only way it's an asset. Stocks, okay, if you have stocks, you know how to mess around with stocks. That takes some education, but that's another asset. Social capital, what I was talking about. Here's the big deal. It doesn't take capital today. See, all these other things take money to invest in, right? A lot of people don't have the extra money, so now you have social capital. It means you have social media. That's why Facebook is so valuable. You all have networks, and your network is your net worth. Let me repeat that. Your network is your net worth. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And Facebook has connected the world and changed everything. It's 4 degrees of separation. So you have a network. And if you pay attention, just watch Comcast tonight. Watch cable. They're going to say, hey, if you tell your friends and family, your network, about Comcast, we're going to give you $100 off your bill. Why would they do that? Because your network is valuable to them. That's why social media, you see the ads, people are making money. If you dink around and mess around, then you're not using it with intention, right? You're just being a consumer and getting used for your eyeballs, right? And for other people to make money. If you don't have a plan for your life, somebody else does, and you're going to be sharing stuff anyway on Facebook, so why not share stuff and make yourself some money, right? Help people get what they want. Everyone in your network is looking for something, and you can help them get what they're looking for. And if you help enough other people get what they're looking for, you get what you want. You get what you want. All right. So become valuable. It's social capital, social influence. Digital and cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's a new buzzing word. I'm going to be moving into those subjects. Been studying, and I invest there, and it is completely wild. Okay, but those are digital assets. Gold, silver, like I said, collectibles. Your contacts, those are valuable. Your contacts are assets, okay? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Systems and automation, assets. And your number one thing, mindset. You have to have the open mindset and be coachable. I was not coachable before. I thought I knew it all. And, if your mind isn't right, once you think you know it all, and I already know this stuff, well, once you think you know it all, you can't learn anything because you already know it all, right? So I had some big time millionaire mentors that had to sit me down, ask me what I really wanted, and then get me to understand and admit that, well, I was kind of stuck because if I'm not already there, then I have to learn something I didn't know before to get what I've never had before, right? I have to do things that I didn't do before to get what I've never had before. So these are some very important principles. I hope that makes sense. Assets versus liabilities. Then the asset is what brings you in the income, so you can invest in other things. Now you're moving into the I quadrant. This is big business. Big business when you have big organizations like we have, thousands of people, right? So instead of 100% of one person's effort, right, or 100% of one building, which there's no leverage there. Franchising and leveraged income, which means 5% of thousands of people's efforts, or 5% of thousands of buildings, like McDonald's. The owner of McDonald's, or if I was to own a McDonald's or a franchise, I would make most of the money. But the owner of the franchise and that's licensing and stuff, they would make 5% of thousands of buildings. Well, where would you rather be, right? So there's situations that we're going to teach you how to make that happen online with no risk. It's really crazy these days. And what you do is you make the money, and then you don't get taxed as much because it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So you keep more of it, right? Once you're in a home business, this is where you want to start. A home business, these multiple streams of income, the extra channels of income, taxed less, so you have the money to invest in other things. Now you have multiple streams of income for a financial fortress around you and your family that nothing can penetrate, okay? And that snowballs because it brings you in more money, you're taxed less, you take the money, invest in something else, and then you have all these streams of income coming in. So the average millionaire has around, millionaire or billionaire has 7 channels of income coming into their business or their house and their family. And that's how you get the quality of life that you're looking for. Not just working, chasing money. The harder you work, the more successful you get in traditional old school business, the more busy you are. And so some of my mentors said, well, don't you want to get unbusy? Why would you keep spending all your time getting good at things that are going to keep you busy when all you say is you want to get unbusy so you can be around your kids and travel the world and have the experiences that you really want to do in life and build your relationships, right? Time is more valuable than money. Number one regret when people are on their deathbed is, I wish I had more time. I wish I would have done more with family and relationships. It's never, I wish I would have worked harder on my business, right? So you want to build these assets, these businesses that give you the 24-hour, save you time so you can do the more meaningful things in life, right? So that's why I'm a present father. I get to work from home. This stuff is priceless. So I'm hoping that this makes sense. It was valuable to you, because then you're able to knock out the money so you can get to living, right? The importance of starting your own side projects that are going to set you free. All right, guys, that was enough for today. We'll see you on the next one, where I'm showing you a bunch of principles about, exponential growth and numbers. Talk soon.